You are born in the dark, not the soft kind of dark that sleeps behind eyelids, but the ancient kind, thick, eternal, crushing, the kind that swallows color and memory whole. Your world is a cold abyss beneath the Greenland ice, where sunlight is a rumor told by drifting plankton. The temperature never rises above freezing, yet life persists, slow and deliberate. You drift, a small gray body in an ocean of silence. Your birth isn't a moment, it's a slow unfurling. You emerge from the womb not into light, but into pressure. The water presses against your skin like an unending hand, reminding you that everything here is weight. You do not cry, for there is no air to carry sound, only the rhythm of your pulse, sluggish and eternal. Your heart beats once every 10 seconds. Your body grows inches each year. You are designed for patience, not speed. Above you, the ice stretches for miles, a ceiling of white stone you will never touch. Around you, the ocean floor crawls with blind crustaceans, drifting jellyfish, and ghosts of light. Everything here has learned to survive without seeing. So will you. You taste the water, faint iron, ancient rot, the breath of melting glaciers. This is your inheritance. You feel it in your gills, a slow current of history passing through you. You are born older than most creatures ever lived to be. Scientists will one day find your kind and call you the immortal fish. Some will say you can live for 400 years, but immortality here is not a gift. It is a sentence. You swim forward into the black, your body moving like a forgotten thought. No one welcomes you. No mother watches. The sea is not cruel. It's indifferent. That's worse. And as you drift deeper into the frozen silence, something inside you wonders, if this is what it means to be alive, what does it mean to ever die? You move through a darkness, so complete it begins to feel like skin. The sea presses close, intimate and unending. Your eyes, dull and clouded from birth, are nearly blind. But blindness means nothing here. There is nothing to see. Instead, you feel the vibrations of a world that rarely stirs. The slow pulse of distant whales, the faint tremor of ice shifting above, the whisper of prey moving like ghosts through silt. You are not fast. You are not fierce. You are not meant to be either. You are patience embodied, a predator that hunts in centuries. Your prey, often already dying, comes to you. The scent of decay is your beacon, and you follow it like religion. Rotting seals, drifting fish, sometimes the bodies of drowned polar bears, all offerings to your slow persistence. You bite without hurry, your teeth curved like old knives, tearing through time itself. Around you, the ocean breathes. It groans with cold tectonic sorrow, the sound of continents sighing under the weight of ice. Tiny bioluminescent creatures drift past, flickering like lost memories. You do not chase them. You wait. Everything in you has learned that waiting is not weakness. It's the law of this frozen kingdom. But even patience has enemies. Parasites cling to your eyes, long white worms spiraling from your sockets like ribbons, feeding on the jelly that once let you see. Scientists will call them ommatocoida elongata. You will call them nothing. You simply endure. You swim blind, guided by smell, by vibration, by instinct older than language. Your flesh is toxic to most who dare to eat you. Evolution gave you poison as mercy, not to kill others, but to make sure no one hungers for your body. Yet the ocean always hungers. The cold does not forgive. Each movement costs energy. Each breath is a negotiation. You feed rarely. You rest always. You wait for years between meals. There are no seasons here, only endless night. You grow slowly, your bones hardening with centuries. You learn that survival isn't conquest, it's surrender. To live, you must let go of the illusion of control. And in the silence of your hunger, you begin to understand. The ocean doesn't notice your struggle. It only remembers that you exist. Centuries pass, though you cannot tell the difference between one and the next. Time here is not a river, it's an ocean, still and unmeasured. You drift through it as a shadow through fog. The world above changes. Empires rise and fall, forests burn, ice melts, yet down here you remain the same. Litigate in the way flesh can defy years, but aged in the way silence corrodes thought. You have grown immense, longer than a small car, your skin rough as sanded stone. Your movements carve slow arcs through the deep, leaving trails of disturbed sediment that linger for hours. You are older now than most civilizations, but age does not bring wisdom here, only weight. Sometimes, another moves through your territory, another like you, slow and ancient, drawn by the scent of potential mates. The encounter is not gentle. Your kind meets rarely, and when you do, it is with violence disguised as courtship. The water shivers with each impact as two bodies collide in the dark, scraping skin against skin until blood clouds the sea. It is not cruelty, it's biology. Creation always demands a little destruction. Your offspring will never know you. They will drift away into the same silence that birthed you, guided only by the slow rhythm of instinct. There is no love here, no bond, no tribe. You live alone, and you breed alone. It is a truth older than empathy. As you circle the depths, you notice the ocean changing. The water is warmer, the ice thinner, the currents less predictable. Strange sounds hum through the black, the metallic echoes of machines, the low groan of submarines, the faint pulse of sonar that rattles your skull like a whisper you can't escape. The sea is becoming noisy, crowded, human. You feel it like an infection spreading through something once pure. If you could envy, you might envy the creatures above, those who see the sun, who love quickly and die young. But envy requires hope, and you have long since outlived that. You have become a ghost that still breathes, and somewhere far above, in a world of light and noise, humanity begins to speak of immortality, not knowing that you've been living its curse all along. You do not die, you decay in slow motion. That's the curse of your design. Your flesh resists rot. Your cells repair without haste or end. What should be a mercy becomes imprisonment. Every century drags its weight across your spine until even time begins to pity you. You are alive, yes, but only because the universe hasn't remembered to end you yet. The ocean that once whispered now screams. The currents are warmer, filled with the debris of distant sins, plastic threads, chemical ghosts, the metallic taste of oil. You swallow them unknowingly. They collect in your gut like forgotten promises, indigestible and endless. The balance you once knew, predator, prey, silence, has fractured. The abyss is sick. Sometimes you rise closer to the surface, chasing a smell that reminds you faintly of what life once was, blood, salt, decay. But what you find are nets, sprawling as spiderwebs spun by machines. You drift into one, slow and unaware, your fins caught, your body thrashing in quiet futility. The ropes don't even tighten, they just wait. Everything that kills you does so passively now. You are pulled upward, toward a light you've never known. It burns through the water, sharp and violent. Your ancient eyes, already blind, sense its heat, a brightness that feels like pain. You reach the surface for the first time in 4 centuries, but there is no revelation waiting there. Only air too dry to breathe, and men too curious to care. They don't kill you for hunger. They kill you for knowledge, for measurement, for novelty. Your body, dragged onto the deck, becomes a specimen. Cameras flash. Someone calls you a miracle. Someone else calls you ancient. They all call you dead. None of them understand that you were already dying long before they found you. Your flesh, once toxic, is sliced open for study. Your age is read like rings in a tree. 392 years, give or take. The oldest vertebrate on Earth. A record that feels less like victory and more like punishment. Because what they don't see is that for every year you lived, you watched the world move further from what it was meant to be. Immortality, you realize, is just another word for waiting too long to be forgotten. You drift again, but this time not through water, through memory, through what remains of yourself. The sea has reclaimed your body, letting it sink back into the slow heartbeat of the deep. Your flesh feeds the small things, worms, amphipods, unseen scavengers who know no reverence, only need. In death, you finally give something back. The centuries echo quietly inside you, dissolving one by one. The world above keeps spinning, inventing faster ways to forget. Cities expand, ice melts, the ocean warms another fraction of a degree. You've seen it all happen, not in snapshots, but in the long inhale of existence stretched too thin. The human story is a flicker compared to your timeline, yet somehow it managed to scar the deep. If you could think in human words, you might wonder what it all meant. 400 years of hunger and dark silence. But meaning is a surface phenomenon, like light. Down here, everything simply is. No purpose, no poetry, only the rhythm of continuation. And yet, there's something beautiful in that surrender, in being a creature that never asked for more than to move forward, breath after breath, in a place that never promised survival. The ocean doesn't remember your name, but it remembers your movement, a slow ripple through millennia. maybe that's enough. Maybe existence doesn't have to matter to still be sacred. You are a witness to time itself, a survivor of every ending. The world forgot to kill you, and in return, you became its memory. Somewhere above, the ice cracks again, a sound like an old god sighing. The darkness folds around your empty form, tender and infinite. You dissolve back into the cold, becoming part of the current that raised you. And in the last moment, before thought fades completely, something inside you whispers, not in words, but in feeling. Even eternity gets lonely.